Și salutare tuturor și astăzi voi reacționa la Zack King. Și aici ne uităm la cum el face toate lucrurile lui cu magie și cu toate. Și hai să începem.
I've done a lot of stunts over the years, and these are the craziest ones. And in this video, I'm going to show you the behind the scenes of how we pulled them all off. Here are the top 10 craziest stunts. I wanted to make a video where I transition from my room, I'm packing for a vacation, and the room fills up with water and it takes me to my underwater diving experience on my vacation. So that means we needed to get a crane, build a set, find a diving pool, and actually sink a set. So everything's going perfectly on the production. We're about to film the first take, and that's when we realized the room doesn't sink fast enough for us to get that effect. So what we actually had to do was slowly, over the course of 2 minutes, drop the set, which meant I had to be holding my breath. It felt like minutes, but it was probably 30 seconds. As a filmmaker, I was just geeking out that a fact that I had safety divers and underwater director of photography, and it was just so fun to be swimming under the set. In terms of wire work, there's a lot of different.
Și dacă întrebați de ce am căști, nu se audă de 2 ori și am revenit înapoi acasă. Hai să trecem mai departe.
Stunts that we do. For this one, I wanted to do a trick where the audience could help me change gravity by turning their phones upside down. The scary part on one of the early takes was that I knocked down the basketball hoop.
Oh, we broke it.
People ask me how many takes we do for my videos, and you'd be shocked. It can take upwards of 40 to 80 is usually the range. It's a lot.
Asta e o grămadă, 40-80 de ori să faci același lucru. De mai nebunit. Eu, da. Foarte greu. Eu înțeleg, aici e foarte greu, tranziții. Și el zice că vreo o lună, 2, 3 chiar durează să facă doar un short de asta. Hai mai departe.
So this next one is what we call one take wonder, which is when you have one take to get it right. And it could be for a lot of reasons, but in this case, it was the gingerbread house. It was a custom prop. I was gonna smash through and break it, and there was 0 resets. Moving on to the next one. I love filming with Dude Perfect.
Oare el se lovește când face toate acestea? Hai să vedem.
They're amazing, and I've gotten to go down to their headquarters in Texas. So we're working on this trick shot where we make a little basket from a roof and then we close the door, and as we open it, it reveals there's actually a jump. And it was pretty complicated because we had to get training on how to do this stunt at the end. So I go up the little, what's that thing called? It's not a forklift, what is that? Comment if you know what that thing is. But I'm going up this thing that's raising us to 35 feet, and Kobe goes first and he jumps and he nails it. It's easy, he makes it look super fun, and then I'm up next, and I just, for some reason, screamed like I'm in an action movie. But there was another video we were shooting that day at the Dude Perfect headquarters. Ty jumps on this trampoline, slam dunks it, and I try it after.
Did you make it?
I practiced for a good hour before we shot that video. In one of the takes, I go for it, and this happens. So this next one is funny, and I thought about not including.
Și de să vă zic ceva despre mine. Eu ieri, când eram la bunica, era o flacără și am vrut să-mi torn apă și mi-am ars aici părul. Nu nimic, părul e tot bine, dar s-a ars. Nu se vede azi, că asta a fost ieri. Și hai să trecem mai departe. Dar este foarte, foarte interesant. E foarte greu. Eu nu știu cum omul ăsta poate.
It because it's not technically what I would consider a stunt. It's just falling backwards on some Legos, but it was so painful that we actually ended the takes early.
When they get stuck after? Oh.
This This next one is one of my all-time favorite wire works that we've done. I get flown back in an electronics store, and I had to clear a shelf while I was doing that and then land before I also hit the back of the set wall. And it's always interesting. You want to make it look out of control, like it was the first time it's ever happened to me and I'm flailing, but at the same time it's super controlled, and only on one take did we hit the back wall.
I accidentally put a hole in the wall. I think my foot just jammed into here, and you can see it's coming through there.
And I thought that was a challenge, but this next one is even crazier. This was a difficult stunt, not because of the wires, but because we were upside down. We quickly, within like 5 seconds of being upside down, get really flush red. And so we have just a few seconds to do the action, and then they hoist us back down, we take a break. And I've done a few videos over the years where I am upside down, and you can all...
Tot am încercat că odată sunt bun așa cu apă și încercați și voi, doar că nu foarte mult timp, atenție. Dar vă recomand maxim 5 secunde, 10. În rest nu, că pe urmă poate să rămână sângele în cap, tot sângele se duce în cap.
Always tell, like I'm like beet red, I don't know what it is. Besides my fear of heights, being upside down is just my least favorite thing to do. I get a little dizzy for the rest of the day. All right, this one gets even crazier.
We broke the window. I broke the window.
O spart sticla. Nu vreau să fiu imagina mea.
This video was one where it looks like I'm at a car wash and all of a sudden I turned the pressure washers into a jetpack. We did a bunch of takes. It worked great, but we felt like we just wanted to do one last take, and that last take was the accident. It's funny too because we didn't end up using that take. We used the second to last take. But if anything, I'm glad you got to enjoy the behind the scenes footage of me falling and breaking a window.
That's knee number 1, knee number 2.
Now, sometimes I'll get to the set and I don't exactly know how we're gonna pull off the stunt. I've always been fascinated by sinking sand. Here I am thinking, let's do it practically. My wife loved the idea that we would dig a 5-foot hole in our backyard.
That's crazy.
So we get an escalator, we dig a hole, we put a set on top, and we've got this like elastic fabric, and then we just had to problem solve how I could get my body through without getting stuck.
I might be stuck here.
That kind of hurts actually.
And then we had to cut me out, and then I would fall through. And so it was a lot of troubleshooting, and this is how the final video turned out.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready or not, here I come.
In this next one, we actually wanted to do something where we drop a car.
I don't like this.
I had never dropped a car before, and so I didn't know what to expect. We reached out to our stunt team in LA, and so we rigged the car up, and then right before we shot, we ended up putting the diamond play button that you get from YouTube if you have 10 million subscribers.
We crushed this with a car. Is it gonna survive?
Oh, are you actually crushing it?
You can't really get away with shooting things, I don't know, like this.
And in the end, wouldn't you know it,
Oh, there it is.
You got the play button.
No way.
Oh! It's perfectly fine.
Unscathed.
the diamond play button survives. Let me know which stunt you would have had the most fun being in, whether it's the jump or going underwater or maybe just flying on wires. Comment down below, I'll respond to a bunch of you.
Și aceasta a fost prima bucată. Să trecem la a doua. Și am trecut la următorul videoclip. Haideți să vedem.
I've gotten to do a lot of crazy stunts over the years, but a lot of people think it's all just VFX. So that's why I'm gonna show you my top 10 favorite stunts and break down how we did them.
Hai să vedem.
And big thanks to Capri Sun for sponsoring. Oh, I almost forgot. Don't try this at home.
Da.
First up, wire stunts. I've done wire work in a ton of my videos before, like this one where I get yanked around by a trash monster, or this one where I'm a weatherman getting sucked into a storm, but the alien abduction video is definitely one of my favorites. For this video, I'm a pizza delivery guy, and while I'm making my delivery, I accidentally get sucked into a UFO. Now the easy way to do this is to just snap, throw me on a green screen, change the location, and have me fly around. But we don't think green screen always looks great. That's why we like to do things practically. Here's how it works. Wire work all begins with the stylish harness. You typically hide it under your clothes, but it's designed to evenly distribute your weight to prevent any injuries. High-strength synthetic ropes are attached to my side, and even though they look really thin, they have a lot of strength. I'm attached to the pulley system up there. That way, when the rope team pulls, I go flying. We did a fun editing trick in this one too, where we actually erased the real wires and added fake ones back in post to trick the audience. Now, let's talk water stunts. In this video, I accidentally start a fire in my living room, and take a look at what happens next. I want you to guess if you can figure out how we did this effect. Water. CG liquids are one of those things that are really hard to pull off. It never really quite moves right, it takes forever to render, and honestly, it's just way more fun to dump liquid on people for real. What?
And that's a wrap on Nick.
Yeah. Sorry about that, Nick. Since the water needed to explode out of the TV with momentum, we had a fake TV with a hole in it and a ramp on the other side that we could just pour the water down. The idea was we'd pour the water down the ramp and it would pick up speed and then hit that table at the bottom and shoot upward like a wave out of the TV. But there was a problem. During our first test, the force from the water was so strong that it actually broke our table. My wife got to be in the video with me, which was really fun, and I'm sure she had a great time seeing me get blasted with water over and over again. She couldn't stop laughing about that. It's not that funny. As a final touch, we added some fake fish to the water that really helped sell the idea that we broke this aquarium. Now, I know I mentioned earlier that we use wires for our flying stunts, but sometimes you just gotta do it for real. This is probably one of the craziest things I've done for a video. It's a sequence in a short film where I'm chasing down a guy in my paraglider. But to pull this off, I really had to paraglide. And I don't know how to paraglide. I didn't realize how difficult it was gonna be to take off. We actually ended up crashing in our first attempt. You have to do a running start and it's with 2 people, and then it's hard to gain speed. And once we were up in the air, we had to fly super close to the car to get the shots we needed. If you look right here, you can see we almost ran into the car a couple times. But thankfully, we had an amazing pilot. Speaking of crashing, it's time for wall stunts. Wall crashes are one of my favorite stunts. They're visual, they're high energy, and they're also just fun to pull off. This is a sneak peek of a video that isn't technically released yet. And without spoiling it, I'm in this big fight against a bad guy who's way stronger than me, and he throws me through a bunch of walls. For these wall jumps, we typically go through a sheet of thin drywall, which is brittle and easy to break. And for the final touch, we add some baby powder to it. It gives it this natural dust element in camera. We haven't always been using drywall. It took us some testing to figure this out. Our art guy was trying to use thin wood, and we were like, that's not gonna work, you should test it. Then this happened.
This is the ultimate expression of faith in my own art.
All right, it didn't work. And that's why from now on, we use drywall. No matter how many times you jump through a wall, it's always just a little nerve-wracking. Your body just doesn't want to jump through a wall, but that's why you gotta commit. Speaking of crashing through walls, at the end of this video, I'm gonna be crashing a car through that wall, so be sure to stick around. Now, one of my favorite videos to make are what I call mini world videos. And in these videos, I'm a tiny person and everything around me is huge. Like in this video that I made with Capri Sun. So in this video, I'm gonna pop out of this magazine magically, run over here and push down this Capri Sun, and I'm gonna have a friend jump on, kind of like a blob that's gonna shoot me way up to the top of the basket where I'll grab a watermelon, and ultimately, I'm just looking to like refresh in the water here. Now, because I'm so small and we wanted to do things practically, we had to build a massive picnic set. We got a big picnic blanket, a 12-foot tall basket, and we even got to make these absolutely massive 8-foot tall Capri Sun pouches, which I'm pretty sure it might be a world record. We should look into that. And the drink had to look and feel just like the real one since the other actor and I are interacting with it. It was such an awesome prop. Plus the crew was enjoying drinking the regular size ones on set. The main part of this trick was a massive wire rig stunt. Only this time, I had to stick the landing. I'm actually not landing on a picnic basket, it's just a big flat wall. Instead, behind it is a scissor lift with a small landing area for me, so I have to be super precise.
Și vă închipuiți cât durează să faci acestea lucruri? Eu nu pot. Ar fi foarte greu eu să fac acestea. Nu eu, dar un om care chiar dorește, ar fi foarte greu. Eu nu închip așa ceva. Și Capri Sun, eu nu sponsorizez, dar mai beau din când în când și e destul de bun. Dar Zack King, da, îl sponsorizează. Hai mai departe. Hop.
It is a scissor lift with a small landing area for me, so I have to be super precise with my movements. I had so much fun doing this stunt. It's something I totally would have had my action figures do as a kid. For this next one, we're gonna flip things upside down. Sometimes when I'm doing a stunt, it's not just me that has to be moved, but the entire set around me. This video was really crazy. It's one where I'm watching TV in my house with my friend and I accidentally pick up the wrong remote. It's a gravity remote! The way this effect works is the camera's mounted in the room in a fixed place. And that way, when the room moves, it doesn't appear as if anything is changing at all. But in reality, the gravity is completely switching. We've used the rotating room for a bunch of videos in the past, but this is one of the coolest. I mean, look at my friend Nate. He's just getting tossed all over the place. And when we shoot in this set, we do have to secure the furniture to the ground for so many safety reasons. You don't want a giant piece of furniture smashing one of us. If you look here at the end, I actually end up climbing this coffee table and dangling from the couch. And since the room is upside down, I'm actually dangling like 3 or 4 feet in the air, which is pretty scary. Speaking of scary, probably the most dangerous stunt I've done in my career was for this video where my mini helicopter turns into a real one and flies right over me. We shot this video in Alaska and things were going great, but then the helicopter passed over me and I've literally never been so scared in my life. I thought those blades on the back were gonna slice me in half. They were insanely close. This is a good example of a video that has a good amount of VFX. You can see that the mini helicopter in the beginning is actually just a green block that I'm holding in my hands, and we do line up with that big one, and that becomes practical. That's not the first time we've shot a video where my life was in danger. Like the time I jumped off a 40-foot ladder at Dude Perfect's headquarters, or when I dangled outside the door of a helicopter in Dubai. But the most dangerous was the time I almost got crushed by a sumo wrestler. Over the years, we've had several stunts that involve trapdoors. They're really fun and they're a great way to quickly drop someone through a floor if you need them to disappear for a trick or if they lose in a game show. I'm looking at you, Jimmy. But there's one trapdoor that we did that was really difficult to pull off, and it's where I'm running over to the sand pit only to find out that it's actually quicksand. The way we pulled off this one is we dug a hole in the ground and put a sandbox on top, and in the center of it, there's this big hole that I can barely squeeze through. Especially in rehearsals, I kept getting stuck on the rubber, and I'm telling you, that was not a comfortable fall. I kept getting sand in my eyes. And that's why we have our art guy, Noah, in the hole helping guide my fall. But once we did get it, it was awesome because we got it all in camera, no VFX required. One of my least favorite stunts to do are crashes. This is one of those stunts where it's extremely tough to commit to.
I'm working up to it, okay?
In this video, I'm riding a bike carrying a box of art supplies when I hit something in the road and I go flying over the handlebars. We practiced this stunt over and over again, but I had such a hard time committing to throwing myself over the bike. It's almost like my whole life I've been trained to not crash a bike. One of the guys on my team got on the bike and kind of showed me how they would do it.
How'd you do that?
Commitment.
And then I kind of got the hang and figured it out. For the actual take, I'm going downhill fairly fast and I have to land right next to the camera. And in one of the takes, I got pretty close to destroying it.
That was way too fast. I was worried, dude.
Let's move on to car stunts. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you dropped a car on your diamond play button? Well, we did that. For this one, we dropped a car from a crane. And it was probably the most expensive stunt on the list for sure. We wanted to test how strong the diamond play button was. And what better way to test it than to drop a car on it? We had a crane lift up this car and hold it above our set. And at the right moment, we released the car.
Oh, I see it. Rather?
No way.
No way.
Oh!
It survived. These things are basically indestructible these days. They're awesome.
Am înțeles despre ce vorbea Zack King mai devreme.
Dude, thanks to Capri Sun for sponsoring.
Și cam acesta a fost episodul. Ne vedem data viitoare. Pa!